Again with Chief Meteorologist Matt Brode on a very busy afternoon, evening. In a matter of just 3 hours, we have just seen a tremendous change in our weather.
James Taylor once said winter, spring, summer, and fall. We've seen it all except for summer. I mean, we're not
almost
talking triple digits here. But no, I drove to work with the AC on. I mean, granted, it was windy, right? Windier than the Dickens. But it was warm. It was sunny. 3 o'clock temperature, guys, at Tucson International Airport was 62 degrees. The 4 o'clock temperature, it was 41 degrees. And then we were down into the 30s at 5 o'clock. Those winds died down, at least for eastern Pima County. And look at what happened right when that front rolled through. This is about 8,500 feet in Summerhaven. Dry at 3. And then by 4 o'clock, even by 3:15, we are seeing that shovelable. That's that word I made up last night, that shovelable snow. I'm not sure if that's actually a word or not. This takes us live. We're seeing a nice blanket of snow. And of course, we saw that report filed by Angelique Lazardi in Oracle, elevation 4,500 feet with snow. And we've seen snow down to Saddlebrook at about 3,300 feet. So will we see snow 2,500 feet here in the city of Tucson? Well, that depends. I still put the odds at about 30 to 50%. Live look at HDR News 4 Tucson Skynet camera. Not seeing much of the mountaintops. It is 40 degrees at Tucson International Airport. Rain coming down. Winds finally abating somewhat. And would you believe a 60-mile-per-hour wind gust today at Pioneer Airfield down in Sierra Vista. Mostly upper 30s to lower 40s. Good grief. Literally 2 hours ago, we saw temperatures into the 60s. 37 in Benson. Now look at this. Still 51 in Tombstone, 53 in Pierce. These places usually much colder. Why aren't they colder now? It's because that cold front is still ripping through that portion of the state, and that's why you're still dealing with some gusty winds across portions of Cochise County. All right, live Doppler, solid green. So we are seeing some light but steady rain. Please be careful out there on the roadways tonight, and especially if you have to be out late, because temperatures are going to continue to just pummel like a rock. So we could see some very slick spots out there. Want to zoom in a little bit closer. Mount Lemmon, of course, snow, but here's Sabino Canyon. So right above that Sabino Canyon crest is where that range snow line is. Here's Oracle Road, just west of Catalina. We're tracking some light snow showers, of course, all in the snow zone as you make your way up toward the Oracle area and much of southeastern Pinal County. And finally, in northern Arizona, it's just a good old-fashioned snowstorm. We're talking about 1 to 2 feet of snow, Pine Top, Lakeside, places like Flagstaff over the course of the last couple of days. And the question of seeing the valley snowflakes depends on how much more moisture we still have to our west, and we still have some moisture moving in from west to east. So we're not done with it yet. If you haven't seen snow just yet, you still might, but I think most of this does wrap up by about 11 o'clock, at least the precipitation. Then we got to deal with the deep freeze. Cold front located almost to the New Mexico border, so just bear with us. About 1 more hour is all it's going to take, and then those winds will finally start to come down. Here's Futurecast for you. This depicts how things look throughout the next several hours. You can see by 9 o'clock tonight, some of those pinks indicating a rain-snow mix not too far from the city of Tucson. It's a close call. This is 11 o'clock at night. This is when I think things start to really wind down. Still showing mostly green in Tucson, but one burst of a heavier shower could easily portend some valley snowflakes. And then by 6 a.m. tomorrow morning, look out. We are talking about some ice on the roadways, and we're talking about deep freeze. 36-mile-per-hour wind gust still in Sierra Vista, 45 in Nogales. So temperatures tonight, please take the precautions, well below freezing. A lot of changes, however, in the 7-day forecast. We'll look at some morning frost tomorrow, 56. Morning frost Friday, 67. 68 Saturday. And look at this. It's back to that spring, that James Taylor song, Different Seasons. 80s by next Tuesday and Wednesday. Be curious to check in with Mr. Paul Cicala. I believe he's live at the Omni. Paul, any flurries in the skies where you are?
Plenty of flurries, my friend. I am soaking wet here, but it's all good.
All right, thank you, Daniel. A lot going on today, and can you hear that? It is a true sign that the holiday season is upon us. The Tucson Boys Chorus Christmas Tree Lot is in full swing, and that's where we find News 4 Tucson Chief Meteorologist Matt Brode. And what song are you going to be joining in with them on this year, Matt?
It's tough, Sean, because they're singing Jingle Bells, but it's kind of a different version of it, so I'm going to try to do it my best. How will it go? I don't know. In years past, we've got a lot of people calling to complain saying, don't let the weather guys sing, let them sing. But Sean, I know this is one of your favorite events all year long. You talk about it really starting in the summertime. You say, I can't wait till Christmas. I can't wait for the Tucson Boys Chorus. So we're going to try my hand on this. Bravo! All right, now joining me live, real quickly, is Dr. Eckerly. That was a cool version of Jingle Bells.
A little bit jazzy, yes.
Now, is that new this year?
Yes, it is. It's in a medley that we're doing of holiday songs.
Was that one of your compositions?
No, it isn't.
Oh, okay. Okay, well, it sounds lovely. Now, again, we have expenses here. We've had a tough year with the pandemic and everything. We need you to come down here tonight and peruse the wonderful lines of garland and Christmas trees you have, right?
That's absolutely right. Our annual Christmas tree lot right here on Pima Street between Craycraft and Wilmot. We're going to be open tonight until 9 o'clock and all day tomorrow from 10 until 9 and also on Sunday from 10 until 7.
And the big concert, let's talk about that.
Yes, that's going to be tomorrow, Saturday, December 18th at the Fred Fox School of Music, Crowder Hall, 3 o'clock matinee and a 7:30 evening program.
And tickets are still available.
Yeah, they are. They can be purchased online at boyschorus.org or also at the door tomorrow.
And you're such an expert at this. He's been, I don't want to say it, but you've been doing this for 42 years.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Amazing.
Thank you very
so much. All right, Sean, we'll be back in a few minutes. It's cold out here. There's a little bonfire in back of me. I've been keeping warm. The kids are making some s'mores, and we're going to hear more sights and sounds from the Tucson Boys Chorus and give you your forecast right back here in just a few minutes.
Yeah, just incredible, Matt, that you still have that falsetto voice, so harmonious. Next time, bring the mic with you so we can really hear it, okay?
No, the mic does not stay with me. That's when we get the complaints.
All right, man. Time for a look at our weather with Chief Meteorologist Matt Brode. Anything happening tonight, Matt?
No, not at all. You know what?
Wow.
I got to say,
Man.
we had Eric Fink on the scene, so we reported on the damage and destruction, but now we can be excited. We did it. We've been lacking at the airport, right? We've been talking about this for weeks.
A lot of rain on this side.
Saturated.
Finally, they got it.
Most of southern Arizona, the airport, the big winner tonight with 1.06 inches of rain. Yeah.
Wow.
Where does that stand for the monsoon? And how about when's the last time we got an inch of rain? This is kind of the wow statistic for you tonight. Tucson received 1.06. That's the most rain received at the airport in over a year. You got to go all the way back to August 14th last year. Of course, we doubled that at over 2 inches of rain. That was also the third wettest monsoon on record. But today, something happened that has not happened in over a year on the weather front, and that certainly is newsworthy. You want to see a time lapse of that severe storm? Let's roll the time lapse. You can see right here. This was about 5 o'clock. We were tracking a couple of storms, mostly across Pinal County, Gila County, Graham County, Cochise County. Check it out, right? This is 5151 East Broadway, and then you can see this. I believe that was likely a wet microburst, and then it just funnels off to the east and unleashes just more and more water. Maybe you saw that spark. Of course, that was a lightning strike, and then we took this to 7 o'clock, and even at the 7 o'clock hour, we were talking about some extremely heavy downpours on Tucson's south side of town. Now, that does come with some problems, all that water, and that's why we still have that flash flood warning until 10:30. Haven't had any recent intel, but I do believe this one will likely be allowed to be canceled at 10:30. This also includes the I-19 corridor all the way down just south of Sal Rita, northern fringes of the Green Valley area. 3 distinct other separate flash flood warnings, one near Benson, just east of Benson until 11 o'clock tonight, one near that sort of Elfrida area till 11:15, and then one more till midnight for the Chiricahua Mountains. And then if you take away the flash flood warnings, we got plenty of flood advisories. This one till 10:45, this one till midnight. Really all of Santa Cruz County, most of southeastern Pima County, and really essentially all of Cochise County under some sort of flooding criteria at the 10 o'clock at night. Here's what's happening. Things really starting to wind down. Closest thunderstorm with some lightning, that would be happening just to the southeast of Nogales right now. We're finally clear in eastern sections of Pima County. Sierra Vista still seeing some rough and tumble weather, mostly some moderate rain. And then up here across northern sections of Cochise County, this is also starting to rain out. So What does that bode for tomorrow? Well, high pressure is still located over Nevada, so these sometimes bring us our more severe storms. I still think tomorrow look to be, at least academically, the better chance of seeing those strong to severe storms. We'll see how worked over the atmosphere is over after today. 100 degrees today's top temp in the city of Tucson, so back above average. 85 today in Sierra Vista, and it is 81 at the airport where you're drying things out. East-southeast winds at 13 miles per hour. Cochise and Santa Cruz County, well, we're looking at temperatures primarily into the 70s, but some 60s across Sierra Vista, Sonoyta, Benson, and Tombstone. Forecasting for tonight, mid-70s for lows, and I got a 60% chance of storms tomorrow. We'll have to look at how things look in the morning. We may be a little bit overworked. That might be an overestimate of how much rain we're going to see, but right now we'll still go with that 60% chance of storms, but stand by with Tucson today, tomorrow morning. See if Shea Sorensen doesn't maybe tone that number down. 70% chance of storms, Cochise, Santa Cruz County. 60% tomorrow, 40% chance on Thursday, 30 to 40% chance Friday and Saturday. And then confidence very high that we're really going to tone things down Sunday through Tuesday. In fact, mostly dry. So it's a good thing that the airport finally got over an inch of rain. It's been a long
recorded.
time coming, over a year coming.
Yeah.
My goodness. All right. Well, thanks so much for keeping us informed, especially with those late storms. Thanks, Matt.
Sure.
Let's go ahead and send things over to Paul Cicala with a look at your sports.
That's right. Matt has all the intel, as he put it. All right. More importantly, we still have that tornado warning until 4 o'clock tonight. This is now west of Highway 286. And you can see right there in this area, this is where the worst part of the storm is moving off to the west. And when I say the worst part of the storm, I mean the part that's actually rotating. And the rotating part of the storm is where we potentially could be seeing a tornado. Again, not confirmed. In order to confirm a tornado, you have to look at sort of damage after the effect. You got to see the tornado on the ground. But right now, live Doppler radar is indicating rotation. And right there where you see those kind of hot pinks, that's the worst part of the storm. And that coincides with where that polygon was or slash is. There's Arivaca, so it looks like probably about 20, maybe 25 miles now off to the northwest of the town of Arivaca, west of Highway 286. Here's our radial velocity, and once again, I still don't like what I see right here. The one good thing about this is if this were over the city of Tucson, Nogales, Sierra Vista, a populated area, we'd be a little bit more concerned. But the good news is we got a lot of mountains right here, and we don't have a lot of cities or towns. This is mostly over the reservation. And as far as I know, there's not a lot of people that live in this part of the county. But again, we have people camping. We have people outside. I kind of went out too far there. Let's go back on in here. This is the worst part of the storm. This is where we see the rotation. This is where Doppler radar has indicated at least the potential for a tornado. So once again, committed to keeping you safe. Please take shelter now. Go to your safe spot. Go to the interior room. Go to the lowest level if you have a basement. I know a lot of people in this part of the country do not. Now is the time to go there. And if you don't have a basement, at least stay away from those windows, because even if this is not a even if it's not a tornado, we're seeing extremely fast winds. So any debris could be flying around. That could break a window. That's why I want you to go kind of lay low on the ground in an interior room. There's the storm as it continues to race off to the west at 15 miles per hour. Let's go back to the statement right here till 4 o'clock. Pima County. Now, I have Priscilla Casper in here. I have producers in my ear. We're not hearing any reports. Let me step back off screen. I just want to go back to the National Weather Service and just see if there's any reports of spotters on the ground, just to see if we can give you any more information. The reason why we're likely not getting a lot of information is just simply this is over the desert, but just because it's over the desert doesn't mean we let our guard down. This is a tornado warning. This is serious. Flash flood warning is the last thing that was issued. That was at 3:52. Don't see any indication that they're going to extend this tornado warning, but we'll see, because what I'm looking at on this velocity product, and again, the velocity product is where what tells us where we're seeing the rotating thunderstorm. It still looks like there is potentially some decent rotation within that thunderstorm. And that's why we're concerned. That's why a tornado warning was issued. The tornado warning was first issued at 8:30 3:29. We're coming up at 3:58, so that's about a half an hour we've been doing this for you. And I'm sorry to interrupt your regularly scheduled programming, but again, our goal here, our mission is to make sure that you are safe, and that's why we ask you to go to that interior room right now, lowest level. If you have a basement, that's a benefit, and if you're outside, go to a substantial structure as soon as you can. Racing off to the northwest, 15 miles per hour. I wish I could give you more information, guys. We're just looking at radar, we're looking at the radial velocity product, and we're looking at the issuing. The problem with this is that we just don't have a lot of people on the ground. If this were in a more populated area, I'm sure we'd be seeing a lot more reports, but it's really in rural sections of south central Pima County. Okay, 3:59, National Weather Service, it looks like expires the tornado warning. So with that, we're still under a severe thunderstorm warning. We're still under a flash flood warning. I don't know when the newscast exactly starts, but I'll keep it with me until we go into the 4 o'clock newscast with Priscilla. I'm sure my producers will give me a countdown. Good news. Okay, it looks like, thank you, Mike. Producer Mike tells me we're going to go to break. Good news, tornado warning has now been expired for Pima County. We'll be right back with News 4 Tucson at 4 o'clock. Keep it close.
Hey John, funny little story here. We have some action going on right here. I put the mic up here to shoot some Instagram video for our story. Put the mic here. Someone got checked into the boards, and the mic literally fell on the ground for a good old-fashioned, get this, mic drop.
Mic drop.
All right.
I
What can
knew
I
that
say?
was coming.
Tucson scored again, but I think Texas also scored. Score right now 2-2. So let's give you your forecast in the meantime. We are looking at lows this morning, chilly in the low 40s, but boy, they're going to be much colder tomorrow morning as we see a pretty good cold front moving through. Already moving through now. That's why we saw those windy conditions. Well above average today at 73 degrees. We will see that much cooler tomorrow. Probably about 17 to 18 degrees cooler tomorrow. Live look in HD. It's our News 4 Tucson Skynet camera located at Skyline Country Club at 64 degrees. Dew points 30. Winds west-northwest at 20, gusting to 30. So yes, still seeing some gusty conditions out there. 60 Midtown, 62 Marana, and yes, 62 on the east side of town. So most of the city of Tucson into the low 60s. We're into the 50s across sections of Sonoyta, but look at Douglas, still 5 degrees warmer than here in the city of Tucson, and that is courtesy of the fact that that cold front has not gone through yet. But look at that cold front doing its thing. By 9 o'clock tonight, already 50 degrees. 11 o'clock, already into the mid-40s, so cooling pretty quickly. Winds this hour, kind of unchanged. They're still pretty gusty. I think right around sunset, they'll start to come down, and right when that cold front moves through, when that happens, we should really set the stage for a much cooler night of weather on tap here. Hey, heads up, wind advisory still eastern Cochise County, southern Graham, southern Greenlee County through 7 o'clock tonight, courtesy of those very gusty winds, and potentially some areas of blowing dust. However, I think most of that threat has been mitigated by winds that have somewhat come down. All right, we are looking at the satellite picture. Can't rule out a couple of snowflakes and maybe a dusting to an inch of snow up in the White Mountains this evening as that front continues its southeasterly trek off to the southeast. Sunny and cool tomorrow, daytime highs. Look at that, only into the mid-50s after a cold start with those temperatures into the 30s. Nighttime lows, upper 20s, places like Wilcox. Below freezing, places like Douglas. Freezing cold in Sierra Vista. Daytime highs tomorrow into the 50s. 56, all will do tomorrow for a daytime high. 61 on Wednesday. Next 2 nights, just above freezing for the airport in Tucson, but outlying areas just above freezing. 69 on Thursday, 69, maybe some high clouds Friday, and then we'll level things off into the low 70s come Saturday through Monday of next work week. So this little cool down, it's not a little cool down, it's a big cool down. Oh, he shoots and he misses. As you can see the 7-day forecast. Back out here live, you can see action right. There's a goal! Oh, wrong team. Looks like that was for Texas. 3-2 Texas, but again, only in the second period. We'll be back with more at 6 o'clock. See if Tucson can't put the tie back on. See you then.
All right, he's having a lot of fun. Joins us now with the latest, Matt.
I just saw some sleet outside of our front doors here at our Central Tucson studios. And check this out. This is not a Chicago O'Hare runway. This is Tucson International Airport, where we had flight delays, flight cancellations, and 3 different weather records were broken here in the city of Tucson today. Our snow at 1.9 inches shatters the old record. We had a trace, meaning you can't measure it, not enough to measure it, in 1975. Record rain, in addition to the snow, just under an inch, shatters the old record of about 3/4 of an inch set back in 1941. And the coldest maximum temperature, in other words, our high temperature today, 45 degrees. The old record was 48, set back in 1975. Live Doppler snow showers starting to taper off from west to east as low pressure also continues its trek off to the east. Behind it, some extremely cold air. That's why as of 11 o'clock tonight, midnight, some spots, we go under that hard freeze warning. My concern tonight is that we have a lot of wet objects, things like tree branches, things like power lines. Those could freeze. We may have to be on the lookout for some potential power outages. So please have a plan in place right now should that happen. We'll have your full forecast, a much brighter one, when I see you back here in just a few minutes.
All right. We have a chance to have some snow right here.
We do. Not on the valley floors, but on our mountaintops.
Oh, and there's nothing better than waking up and you see all of that snow on Mount Lemmon.
And I don't want to disappoint you. It's not going to be that kind of event where the snow level comes out low. But if you drive up there, you will see it. Okay. Now, I'm not the boss of anyone, so I can't tell you not to, but I'd probably wait till late tomorrow to do it because, you know, slippery winter driving conditions up there in the mountains. So just keep that in mind. Here's kind of the breakdown for you. Anywhere from about that 7,500 level, right around Willow Canyon, could see up to an inch of snow. Summer Haven, as you make your way to that little hamlet up there at about 8,000 feet, 2 to 5 inches of snow, and possibly, depending on those snow bands that set up, we could see closer to a half a foot right at the summit at 9,000 feet. Hard to believe, right? When we were at 71 degrees here in the city of Tucson today. Wow, just instant winter going to click in as we make our way late tonight, especially during the overnight hours. Our average high this time of year is 66 degrees, so a handful above average. Very windy on the mountaintop. Now, this is Mount Bigelow right near the top, so this could look a lot different 24 hours from now. We could be tracking snow on those trees and along the hills as we look down from the mountaintops into the Santa Cruz Valley. 68 degrees at Tucson International Airport, so a nice day out there. Winds now down a little bit out of the southwest today. They were howling a little bit earlier, and that's going to be the first piece of the puzzle to this next storm system. You will notice the wind, so when you go to bed tonight, if you hear a little rattling at your window, that's exactly what that is. Winds picking up ahead of the cold front. Then you might hear the pitter patter of the rain coming down. This is great though, great sleeping weather when you hear the rain coming down on your roof. You don't have to worry about it really tomorrow morning, depending on what time you get up. 67 Oro Valley at 65 Sabino Canyon. Tracking temperatures into the upper 50s in Tombstone, 57 right now in Sonoyta. So yeah, the trash can wind meter, it's not too robust, but could be tipped over if today's garbage day, if it's still, you know, in the front of your house, maybe bring it on into the garage because the winds are going to be creeping up here in the next couple of hours. Already tracking that rain across northwestern sections of Arizona. We're talking about a good old-fashioned snowstorm affecting places like Flagstaff and then ultimately into the White Mountains as this area of low pressure with that cold front starts to steamroll right down to the southeast. And ahead of it, we will see the winds. And then next up will be some of those scattered showers. 8 o'clock tonight, Phoenix looks like you're seeing the leading edge of the rain. And here's probably our best prime time chance of seeing the rain right there, looking heavy at times at 2 a.m. If we get underneath the heavy rain band, rainfall amounts may be more than forecast. But again, this has got a setup just like it shows right here. This is 5 a.m. tomorrow on your Friday. Looking still a little bit soggy, but once this pulls through, I think we're going to go partly to mostly sunny by this time tomorrow afternoon, setting the stage for a pretty cold morning on Saturday, the coldest we've seen in many months. Here are the impacts. Overnight rain, maybe a tenth, maybe to a quarter inch. So no, not a huge storm, but it's been a while. And again, most of this happens while you and I sleep. 3 to 7 inches of snow above 8,000 feet. And finally, Saturday, the coldest morning we've seen in quite some time. Let's go to your forecast then for tonight. Looking like this. 40s for lows, daytime highs tomorrow with that morning rain into the low 60s. Instant winter. 50s for sections of Cochise and Santa Cruz County. 7-day forecast, 90% chance of morning rain tomorrow, but then we'll see gradually clearing skies Friday afternoon. 61 your high temperature. Friday night, 30s for lows for the coldest start of the season. 66 on Saturday, low 70s on Sunday. Maybe a storm system number 2 by next Tuesday and Wednesday. You ready?
I am so ready. It's definitely starting to feel like the holidays.
Ugg boot weather, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. All right. Thank you, Matt.
And we saw a little bit of it already. News 4 Tucson, Matt Brode is live there right now. All right. So what's all the hype out there, Matt?
All the hype right now, and back of me I hear Baby Shark, and my baby at home loves this song, so that's how I know the name of this song. Anyway, come back here, Frank Morales. He's kind of the mastermind genius behind this whole shindig here, and you're just kind of in the feeling good business in general, right? Talk about your day job.
So my day job right now, I'm on vacation, but I run an amusement company. So all these lights and flashy thingies, you know, brings me back at home.
You're just all about making people feel good, huh?
Yes, that's the season, you know.
Sure
Everything's free that we need, you know. Everything we can have here. No problems with anything. So.
And let's not forget, you won an award here. Talk about this. I'm not surprised, but...
Yeah, I don't even really care about the award because, you know, it's just what the lights, you know, everybody brings a happy face out here, so...
But still, first place is pretty good, right?
Yeah, first place. It just ended up in my yard last night. I don't know.
Well, you've earned it. You've earned it. I'm going to do my weather. We're going to get back with you on the opposite end of it, Frank.
All right.
You know what? It's Christmas time after all, but didn't feel too much like it today. We had our high temperature here in the city of Tucson of, look at that, 71 degrees. We'll go outside live at our News 4 Tucson HD Skynet camera, and you can see the bright twinkling lights of the big city. Still mostly cloudy, 53 degrees last check at the airport, dew points at 27. Winds out of the south-southeast at 9 miles per hour. Upper 40s already Sabino Canyon, 45. East Siders, West Siders, 56 degrees. Skies should be clearing from west to east, which will lead to a sunny day tomorrow. And that'll also lead to some warm conditions as we're still under the influence of some high pressure. Below freezing already in Wilcox. That's interesting. Forecast for tonight does bring those 40s, maybe 50 again by 2 a.m. in the morning. A lot of this is depending on the amount of cloud cover we're going to see. Let's back things up a little bit, show you the clouds that we saw earlier today starting to push off to the southeast, all around an area of that high pressure that's kept us warm for the last couple of days. What's going to happen though is that high pressure is going to slide down to the southeast. We'll get a zonal flow is what we call it. We'll be in between systems this weekend, and wouldn't you know it, maybe a Christmas miracle if you were hoping for, well, some more Christmassy weather. Low pressure starts to really dig into the Pacific Northwest and then ultimately the desert Southwest by Tuesday. Showers Wednesday, turning unsettled, turning cool as well, and it looks like that could stick around through much of the extended period into next work week. All right, let's talk about your forecast for tomorrow. We'll see a lot of sunshine in our skies. The daytime highs warm again into the 70s. As we go to that 7-day forecast, looks like this: 74 tomorrow, 72 on Sunday, 70 on Monday, and yes, Santa brings his gifts on Tuesday, and a 30% chance of evening showers, 50% chance of rain, and mountain snow Wednesday, 20% chance Thursday, Friday, much cooler into the 50s. Back out here live, Frank. I always wanted a white Christmas in Tucson. We've seen 4 since 1900, so I missed the one in 1987, but we got a white Christmas right in your front yard as we...
Quarter inch of snow here.
Yeah, quarter, and that was, we're talking about maybe an inch an hour snowfall rates.
Oh my God.
I'm from the north, and that's pretty impressive stuff here. So I want to thank you as a meteorologist providing that for me, and I'm sure the kids enjoyed the white Christmas as well.
Yes, sir.
All right, well, I want to wish you a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and thanks for having us out here.
All right, thanks for coming out, okay?
All right. Meanwhile, that's all from here. Once again, Devotion Drive, just north of the river, just west of La Cañada. From a snowy scene, I'll send it back to you guys.
Now, speaking of those temperatures dropping, News 4 Tucson Chief Meteorologist Matt Brode is at the University of Arizona's Flandreau Science Center and Planetarium, where it has been very, very busy this morning, I'd say, Matt. So clear skies so far, no worries of temperatures dropping here?
Allison, as I mentioned all last week, I didn't think clouds were going to be that much of an issue. Of course, we are dead in the middle of our monsoon, and it looks like maybe some more clouds later this afternoon, but skies are totally clear right now. I'm not going to look up at the sky for obvious reasons, but so many people have assembled upon the University of Arizona Mall. You can see Flandreau Planetarium right now, and people are waving and just having a great time. Yay! Say News 4 Tucson! All right, well, they didn't hear me there. But they do have some telescope exhibits up here where I was told that you can even see some sunspots if you look into those. So that's the kind of resolution you're seeing up there. If you do come out here, I'm going to bring Edgar over here. This is what you really want to wear. And I'm not sure exactly what time it is, but I know that we went on air just about 10:30, and we reach our maximum at 10:36. I'm looking up, and the sun right now looks like a crescent moon almost. Of course, the color will be orange. So it's been quite some time since we've seen this. I want to bring someone in from Flandreau Planetarium. This is Sarah, and you're from the STEM program, right?
Yeah, I work at the STEM Learning Center here at the University of Arizona, and we also partner with Flandreau, which is another place that I've worked that's all about STEM.
And you're actually a meteorologist too.
I am. Every
cool.
time I see my fellow meteorologist people, I have to say, I think we get credit for the nice weather since we get blamed for ruining everything with storms,
I agree.
right?
So why is it so exciting for you today, and why are so many people here?
I think it's exciting because I like to talk about weather and space as being gateway drugs to STEM, in that anyone can talk about it. You can talk to kids about weather, and they can look in the sky and see the stars. And it's just so exciting to see so many people out here for something that is kind of that once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
Yeah.
And it brings it together, and every age is here. It's a diverse crowd. It's everyone.
It really is, and we're coming up to 10:36, I think, pretty soon.
Yeah.
And one thing you and I have both talked about is not so much that it's pretty dark out here, but we really noticed kind of a cool down, right?
It's a total temp difference. You aren't sweating the way that you were earlier, and it is slightly darker, I think, too. It's not as perceptible as if we had been in the path of totality, but...
I do the night show, so I'm not usually awake at this hour, so I wouldn't know how. But I take your word for it.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's such a difference, and it's so cool. I mean, we have a dog right here.
Yeah,
very
let's
calm.
show the dog. This is actually, you might recognize this guy. Hi, Paul Sikala.
Hey, how's it going?
And we got Sapita here. And dogs are pretty much smart enough not to look directly at the sun, I think.
They are, and actually there's some research that if people want to be part of it, they have to just go outside and pay attention to what the animals are doing. Are the insects suddenly not moving, or are the birds quiet? I know I can't hear birds right now, and I see a lot of insects flying around.
Yeah, that's true.
So you can actually, make your own observations and then share them with scientists and be part of research as part of this thing.
Exciting stuff, Sarah. Thank you so much. So what I'm going to do one more time is, I'm not sure, Paul, what time is it exactly here? He's got a digital...
10:34.
10:34, so we are officially 2 minutes away from our maximum, which again is going to be approximately 60%. I'm going to look up here. Let me bring in one more person here. We got your whole News 4 Tucson Storm Alert team here. Jeff Beamish, how are you, buddy?
Good, good.
You've been here for how long this morning?
Since 5 o'clock this morning, and the buzz on campus, the fact that this is the first eclipse here in Arizona since 2012, and you factor in also, it's the first day of class at the University of Arizona.
And it's mayhem.
It is crazy. Parking is nuts, but you look at all of these people around here, it's unbelievable just how many people are stopping just to take in what really is science history.
It really is.
One of those historic moments that people are going to remember. And there's a lot of kids that are out of school today that actually called in sick.
Yeah.
Yes, that called in sick to take in the eclipse at Flandreau Science Center.
And some of the parents actually kept their kids out of school because they thought this might be a better learning experience than just hitting the books for one day, and I can't blame them for that.
I can't blame them for it either, and you know what? What better way to learn about science than to have a historical science event happening while you're in the middle of your school day,
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Actual experiencing history in the making right here.
It really is. So we're not getting the path of totality, and we were talking about this off camera. The last time Tucson had the total solar eclipse in the Grand Canyon State.
100 years, I think, right?
1806. You got even before Arizona was a state, and the next total solar eclipse here in Arizona, 2205. So Matt, we're not going to be alive for it.
Nope, sadly not. I do remember the 1979, the last total eclipse that came through the U.S. The last coast-to-coast one, as you mentioned, just 99 years ago.
Yeah, 1918, I believe that was.
1918. All right, Paul, time check.
Time check is 10:36.
10:36. So we're going to put our glasses on the safe way, and I'm going to look up one more time, and that looks like totality to me. It is cooler, but certainly I can't tell it's any dimmer. But there you go. You hear the crowds. It's officially 10:36. We have reached totality here down at the University of Arizona and really all of Tucson. So we'll leave you with that for now and send it back to you, Allison.